Notre Dame football recruiting fans, thank you for joining me. My name is Brad Hughesby, and today I'll be talking about Notre Dame's offensive 2023 recruiting news, top targets, yada, yada, yada. No commitment today. One of the first days in a long time, I feel like, with Owen Waffle, 2024 defensive lineman committing on Monday. Stream of commitments the past few weeks. I do expect Jaden Lamar from Washington to commit to Notre Dame most likely next week. His intended commitment date is May the 26th. For anyone curious, I expect Indy to win that battle. They're fighting Michigan, Oregon, a few others there, Arizona. But before May 26th, I wanted to make a video covering some of the other offensive targets, where Notre Dame stands with them, who are the other big competition. Official visits are being lined up right about now, so I wanted to talk about that. We'll start with the offensive line. They just landed Sullivan Abshar from North Carolina. He's the latest 2023 commit. He committed on Friday afternoon. You land Samuel Pendleton a few weeks ago. Big fan of Harry Hestead, was just offered a few months ago, and he jumps on board shortly thereafter. You offered Joe Oting from, I believe he's from Kansas, might be a Missouri kid, but he has some pretty nice offers. He's a 3-star right now, but like we saw with a guy, I don't know, Ashton Craig, he reminds me of him. Offered and then shortly thereafter commits. I could see that happening with Joe Oting. Otting, however you pronounce it. I'm sorry. I'm definitely butchering that. But Joe will be up on campus sometime in June to work out in front of the staff. But if they like what they see, I expect them to push, and I honestly think they'll land his commitment. For anyone curious about numbers, I expect a 4 to 5 man class. But if guys like Joe work out and Elijah Page, if they like how he looks in person, they haven't seen him in person yet, then in South Bend at least, then maybe they push that to 5. I doubt they get to 6, but 4 to 5 man class. You have 2 committed right now. And then the 2 big-time targets are Monroe Freeling from South Carolina and Charles Jagushaw from Western Illinois. Jagushaw's, five-star talent, top 50 player in the country. He's a freak. Michigan is battling the Irish, but I expect Notre Dame to win this one. As E.J. Holland likes to say, he's a Notre Dame type kid. Not trying to throw any shade at E.J. Holland. I know not a lot of Notre Dame fans like to bicker with him, and then Monroe Freeling, Alabama came in with an offer a few weeks ago. Clemson seems to be a big contender, as well as Miami. He'll take a visit to Notre Dame, Miami, and Clemson, each respectively. I think Notre Dame leads, not by a ton, but I think they lead in this recruitment. Same with Jagushaw's. So if I had to guess how this works out, Abshar, Pendleton, give me Jagushaw, and then give me Joe and Page. So we'll leave out Monroe Freeling, but Joe, the offensive lineman from Kansas, who I cannot pronounce his last name, Elijah Page from Arizona, same high school as Tosh Baker, by the way, and then Charles Jagushaw. But we'll see. That's just a rough prediction. Tight end, nothing really going on there. Wide receiver, you got guys like Rico Flores, Rodney Gallagher, Carnell Tate, Jaden Greathouse, Joshua Manning from Missouri, recent offer. Ronan Hannafin might play wide receiver, might play safety or linebacker. Flores, I'm continuing to like the Irish there. I thought Ohio State would land him for a little bit. They were getting some very positive social media buzz for a few weeks, but I just think he just thinks of Notre Dame as just different and special. I don't believe he's been on campus yet, so he's definitely looking forward to his official on June 10th. But from what I've read and from what I've seen and gathered, he just thinks of Notre Dame as just something different. So that would be a big pickup. Rodney Gallagher, I'm riding with West Virginia, the school closest to his home. They've been recruiting him hard for a very long time. Was at Virginia Tech a little while ago, Penn State as well. But I'm going to give this one to West Virginia. Notre Dame is still right in this recruitment, but I think he wants to stay close to home and be a star, similar to what happened last cycle with Xavier Nwankpa. I just think they want to be home and be the star. So we'll see. But Rodney Gallagher, right now, I'll tip my hat to the Mountaineers. Carnell Tate was at Tennessee last weekend. I just don't think this one's going to work out for ND. Not going to blame it on NIL, not going to blame it on all this other stuff that people are throwing around. But, he's a very, very talented player. Moving down to IMG didn't help the Irish. He was a Chicago private school kid Notre Dame just excels there. But it's what it is. IMG opens a lot of new doors. Alabama, Ohio State, Tennessee, Georgia, some other schools to know, but I don't think Notre Dame's going to win this one. I think they're probably in third or fourth right now at best. Jaden Greathouse, Texas kid, Austin, Texas kid to be specific. Good buddies with Braylon James. I think Notre Dame's right in this one. Texas is too. Texas, though, is more unstable than Notre Dame, and Greathouse definitely recognizes that and understands that. So that's giving Notre Dame a big advantage. I think he'll be blown away on his official visit in June. He's only been on campus once, and that was for the spring game. But a nice 3-day tour of Notre Dame. They can show him everything they want. I think that will push this one over the edge for the Irish. Braylon James. There was some worry. Notre Dame doesn't want their kids taking officials elsewhere. We saw what happened with Justin Rhett. But Braylon James might be taking one to TCU. That's not going to happen this weekend. Could happen in the future. I don't know what to make of this. We'll see. But I just wanted to point that out there. And then Ronan Hannafin, you can put him on the defensive side of the ball as well. Miami, Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson will all get visits this summer. He's going on everywhere. I think he'll wait probably till the fall or later summer to make a decision. But if I had to pick, he'd end up at ND. Good buddies with Preston Zinter, linebacker commit. Then Joshua Manning, mid four-star talent according to 247 Sports Composite. Arkansas is a big school here. Missouri as well. Landing a big SEC offer would be pretty big for him, I think, but values his academics, really likes what Notre Dame has to offer. Hasn't really been to campus yet, I don't think. I don't think he's been to campus yet. So getting him on campus for an official would be big. I think ND takes 4 wideouts this class. Give me Braylon James. Give me Rico Flores, Jaden Greathouse, and then we'll go with Joshua Manning. So give me those 4. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, I'll leave running back for last because I know that's what everyone wants to hear about. That's what you're watching right now, Richard Young's highlights. But quarterback, it's still Dante Moore or bust. I continue to like ND. Miami is looking good for a quarterback from Southwest Florida. Forget his name. Oregon's starting to trend with guys like Jaden Rashada, who will be committing in a few weeks. Guys like Avery Johnson are getting looked at by Oregon. These other schools are offering more kids. Michigan is going down to look at him. I'm not even sure Michigan will take a quarterback this class if it's not Dante Moore, to tell you the truth. But yeah, that's what's going on there. So Dante Moore bust. That's the moral of the story. And then at running back, well, some more names are emerging. Richard Young, 5-star running back from Florida, has been a recent – Dylan McCullough, running backs coach Notre Dame, has been just camping out at Richard Young's school lately. And I guess he's been doing so well with their in-person visits and communication that Richard Young's going to make it up to South Bend for an official visit, June 13th through 15th. Last year, Notre Dame's highest-ranked signee so this is a random midweek visit, if anyone's curious. Last year when this happened, it was Jalen Sneed and Tyson Ford. Jalen Sneed was Notre Dame's highest-ranked commit. The Notre Dame staff wanted to give him all the one-on-one time possible, and that's what they're going to do with Richard Young. They're going to lay the red carpet down for him and his family, hope they can do enough to at least get him back in the fall if he stretches out his recruitment, which would probably be ideal. But, yeah, Richard Young is definitely a target. I don't think Notre Dame's in the top 3 for him. I think schools like Oklahoma, Oregon, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia are in a better spot. But I think they're in the top 5. They're getting an official visit. That's big. That's all you can ask for. So they're getting a shot. But, yeah, we'll see. Next, Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love is a running back, wide receiver, corner, punt returner, kick returner. He can do everything for you. It's from St. Louis. Michigan and ND are his top 2, I think. Alabama's a dark horse. But, making his way to an official visit for Victor's Weekend up in Ann Arbor, June 17th through 19th, and then we'll be in South Bend June 10th through 12th. So we'll see. Notre Dame's going to get a shot. Right now, this one's too up in the air for me to call. And then Cedric Irvin is your lone running back commit. Now, people are saying he's going to get nickeled. If anyone knows what I'm referencing there, Jack Nickel was committed to Notre Dame for just about a year. It was just around this time. And then he decommitted. because Notre Dame didn't kick him out of the class, but I don't know if they would have accepted his into the class. I don't know if they would have sent him an NIL to sign. I don't know if he would be welcomed in the class. So that being said, they wouldn't have taken him out for an official visit. Guys like Holden States and Eli Reardon jumped in, took his spot. Notre Dame liked them more. Jack Nickel ended up at Michigan State, no slouch. But Cedric Irvin has been committed to Notre Dame since the fall. And now with all these new targets emerging, guys like Jalen Lamar looking like a lock to be in the class. He'll be committing next week. Guys like Jeremiah Love, you're looking decent for. And then Richard Young, all of a sudden, this number one ranked running back in the country, is coming to campus. Well, what's going to happen to Irvin? You just took Brian Payne as well, 2022 running back to pair with Jadarian Price. You took two running backs in 2021 with Audric Estime and Logan Diggs. You can't take everybody. So I don't know what's going to happen. I think Irvin has all the acceptable commitments. He's going to come out for an official visit, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't know if he'll have a spot. I don't know in which totem pole the Irish coaching staff ranks their guys. But it's important to note that Irvin committed to Lance Taylor when Lance Taylor was the running backs coach. Lance Taylor is now the offensive coordinator at Louisville. I bet Lance Taylor would love to have him at Louisville, but it's different. New coaches, all that kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens. If I had to say right now, I think he stays in the class, but you really never know what happens behind the scenes. Things could be happening right now. So that's all I have to say on that, but interesting situation for sure. That's it. I'm just at about 12 minutes. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions at all. And that's it for me.